Right, everybody, good evening. Welcome to the UCan studios. Got some good acts on for you tonight. The first one is Alex York, who is going to be videoed, and it is going on to the UCan site live. So if you could all put your hands together for Alex, please.
I didn't tell him I was going to do a strip halfway through.
Before Alex comes on, I've got to tell you, everybody, if there's an emergency, we have 2 fire escapes. The one is the way you came in, and there's one here. So if anything happens, just make your way out. Thank you very much.
You can take that out. If you can't hear me at the back, I'm afraid tough. If necessary, I'll walk among you. Some certainly of higher status than me walked among you. Right. What I'm going to do is a couple of short songs, a poem concerning my father, and then since it's near Valentine's Day, I'll get a little romantic, especially with these lovely girls on the front. Don't worry if I get distracted. Okay, the first I'm going to do is a sea shanty. Now, sea shanty, it was a song, but it was a peculiar sort of song, and it dates from the years when there were sailing ships. And you didn't have mechanical means of hoisting sails and anchors and so on, it was all manpower. And so when those sails went up, and they were big masts, 200 foot, many sails, you had to do it by manpower. And to do it properly, you needed to get the people in coordinated, in tune. So you would sing a song. Somebody would call some sort of verse, and then the rest would sing. So when I'm singing, for example, hooray, up she goes, that's when they would be pulling. So I'm going to sing a little sea shanty called What Shall We Do with a Drunken Sailor? I'm reliably told that I couldn't sing this in school these days because it refers to drunken people. So anybody below the age of whatever it is, had better leave the room now. Okay. What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Early in the morning. Put him in the brig until he's sober. Put him in the brig until he's sober. Put him in the brig until he's sober. Early in the morning. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Early in the morning. Shave him all over with a rusty razor. Shave him all over with a rusty razor. Shave him all over with a rusty razor early in the morning. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Early in the morning. Tie him up with the captain's daughter. Tie him up with the captain's daughter. Tie him up with the captain's daughter early in the morning. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Hooray, up she goes. Early in the morning. What shall we do with a drunken... Oh, sorry, throw him overboard. The captain's daughter, let me put you straight, it's another word for a cat o' nine tails, which is the whip that they used to use for capital punishment. Rather vicious. It was a piece of leather, and the end was divided into 9 pieces, 9 tails. So tying him up with the captain's daughter was not necessarily a very attractive proposition. Indeed, it was that. The only thing, of course, if it had been a real captain's daughter, you can imagine the whole ship would be pissed because we were drunk. Sorry, drunk. Including me, probably, if I was on the goddamn ship. Right. Now, sailing. The other one's a sailing song as well. It's the other side of the scene with sailing. Sailing ships would go and they would disappear for months, if not years on end. I worked for a while in India, and on occasions we'd go back by sea, take 2 weeks. A century ago, that could take 6 months. So 6 months out, 6 months back. And now, of course, you can fly there in 12 hours. It's a long time. Now, before the EU got hold of fishing in our country, there were an awful lot of fishing ports, harbours around the country, around the coast, which had their own little groups of fishing fleets, and they would go out for a day or two and then come back. So the story of the sea really is that those who go away and those who wait for them to return. This is a story by a very famous contralto called Kathleen Ferrier, who sang it. I'm told I have to think before I ever say it. A cappella. A cappella. I always say Acapulco, and I get told off by Jason every time it happens. In other words, without accompaniment. I need some water. Not yet. You'll join me in a moment. So it's a story of a young girl waiting for the ship that her lover was in to return. The rest had come in. There'd been a storm, because they only went out for a few days at a time, and this ship was late. So she's standing there, waiting. They told me last night there were ships in the offing, and I ran down to see. But my eyes could not see it, wherever it might be it. The ship that was bringing my lover to me. Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow, bonny breeze, o'er the deep blue sea. Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow, bonny breeze, bring my lover to me. Oh, is it not sweet to hear the breeze singing, as gently it glides over the deep rolling sea? But sweeter and dearer by far 'tis when bringing the boat and my lover safely to me. Blow the wind southerly, southerly, southerly. Blow the breeze o'er the bonny blue sea. Blow the breeze southerly, 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 and bring him home safely to me. We're back on the poetry now. It's fairly short. It's in fairly understandable English. I don't know, but at your ages, for a lot in this room, poetry drove me mad. It's one of the things you get used to when you get older. It's about my father. Let me give you the background. It's a strange thing to say, but it is a fact that really until my late 30s, I couldn't really remember ever having hugged my father. Now in present day situations that seems most odd, but it was true. You didn't, fathers were fond of you, loved you, but they would not show emotion. Mother showed the emotion, father earned the money, and if necessary, exerted the discipline. it's one of those situations that we grew up right from top level down the way down to so-called working classes, that we had to show a stiff upper lip, and certainly grown men didn't cry. I still find it difficult to cry. I do cry, but away. I always think personally still, crying in a man is a sign of defeat, because he should be doing something about the problem that's making him cry. We'll have a discussion about it after for those who want to. But he wouldn't do it like most men, because it wasn't manly, and it wasn't traditional. There is another side, and that is my father was of an age when he lived through 2 world wars. The First World War, which he was a boy, the second one he fought in. I'm of an age when I lived through the second, but I wasn't old enough to fight. I just lived. And conditions around both of those, apart from the fighting, were very hard. The aftermath of war meant that things weren't available, houses were destroyed, homes were destroyed. It was hard. And my father, at the time the Second World War broke out, he got a garage with, he was a London cabbie, a London taxi driver, with 12 cabs, and he worked 12 hours a day for 6 days a week. So he was out when I was still in bed in the morning, and he was back when I'd gone to bed in the evening. And I must confess that on a Sunday he did loosen up a bit, but that was usually in the pub, because he worked damn hard. So you have to forgive him really for having not a lot left in him, maybe to hug his son, although I hope in the end he was proud enough of his son. But the other factor was when war broke out. I was 5 when the last war broke out. He was in his early 30s. And would you believe it, for the first 5 years of my life I never really saw him because of his work. The next 5 years of my life I never saw him because he was away fighting, and that's quite literally true. He said goodbye one day and he appeared again 5 years later. And during that time he had fought through Europe. He'd won a medal for bravery in Italy, a military medal, and his last big battle was at Arnhem, which is said to be a catastrophe, but they fought 9 days, a few thousand men, against 2 divisions of Panzer tanks. A third of them were killed, a third of them escaped, and another third were taken prisoner. One of those was my father. He was wounded, taken prisoner. So he then spent 9 months in prison. So you can imagine when he came back, he still had to control his emotions, because he was suffering from battle fatigue. And it took a long time for him to get over it. I was then coming along. I went and grew up, went to university, went abroad, and had a family. And towards when I was about 35, he suddenly loosened up, maybe because he realised that I was now an adult with family. And so he opened up and talked about his experiences. And I think he benefited from that. And so I hugged him even more. The tragedy is that it all ended too soon, because in fact we ran out of time. I'll give you the poem. Thank you. It's called In Recognition. Dad, is it too late to tell you did do well? Born in London smoke, bow bells pealing, little schooling, family to feed. France beckoned, then rejected. Jockey too heavy for horses to ride. So humped coal on Brixton Hill. Gaining knowledge for taxi hire gave more money, status, and hope. And then your family was torn apart by war. Fighting and killing in far-off places, nightmares tormented sleepless nights. Medal for bravery could not bring back dead comrades, nor give you peace. Armistice would bring you what? No preference for heroes. Bombs to blitz previous gains, nothing left. Family grows. Work too taxing for cab hire. Tried shop, hospital porter, pensioned. To find that the pressure had been too great. Death, retirement brought. No formal learning, but life itself. My college taught me no better. Too late to say how your strife gave me a future for my life. Did as you saw your duty. No debts, no hurt, kind. Your family never wanted. Dad, you did do well. Now, time to tell. Right, I'm sure that the young here are aware, and probably the older ones are aware. It's very nearly Valentine's Day. So I'm going to show there's probably a little bit of romance in me still yet. I hope. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across a crowded room. And somehow you'll know even then, that somewhere you'll see her again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear her laughing across the crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of her laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons. Wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you hear her call you across a crowded room, then fly to her side and make her your own, or all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found her, never let her go. Once you have found her, never, never let her go. Thank you very much.
This on.
I'll have my kiss now, turn the other way.
Cheers, Alex, for that. On the subject of men crying, Should come down to Stoke City sometimes with me and our Jack. I'm telling you now, you'd want to cry. Did everybody enjoy that?
Yes.
Different, wasn't it? Right. And the next act, you're going to love these, I promise you. I was listening to them this afternoon, they were practicing this afternoon. They were doing a song called Wicked Games by Chris Isaacs. And I said to him, I lived in London, in Hampstead, in a very posh apartment block called the Mansion House. And the Mansion House was a recording studio that was converted into these luxury flats. And the last record there that was ever made was this record that they're going to sing. So you put your hands together, please, for Morning Star. Appreciate it. Sorry, mate, you're going to do that every time.
High street.
Wow.
Can you bring sunglasses with me? I didn't realise I was in a tanning booth.
It's not light. That's a collapsed sun booth.
Hey guys, so we're Morning Star and we're
Blinded.
that's right, we're blinded. That's pretty impressive.
I'm not rude. Sorry, I can't see.
Any excuse in here. I hope you like it and see how it goes. I need a mic on though. It helps if I turn it on. Thanks.
Maybe. Yeah. Relax me.
World is on fire, no one can save me but you. Strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamt I'd meet somebody like you. I never dreamt I'd lose somebody like you. No, I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. What a wicked game to play, to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say, you never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do, to make me dream of you. And I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love with you. with you. With you.
Well, thank you.
Anybody else sweating? No?
Profusely.
Oh, it's just the lamps. Keeps you warm.
That's my excuse. So, you ready? You ready?
Okay, yeah.
No, none of that ugly buzzing this time. Making sure I can't fancy anything. Is that right? Yes!
Kiss me down by the pretty body and nightly beside the green, green grass. Swing, swing, swing your spinning step. You wear those shoes and I will wear this dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand. Strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moons are sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken treehouse. Ring me upon the hanging tire. Bring, bring your flowered hat. We'll take the trail marked on my father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand. Strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moons are sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hands. Strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moons are sparkling. So kiss me. Ooh, kiss me. La 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 la. So kiss me. Okay, I promise you this is the last one.
Well, I can't see you.
I'm kind of glad for like, not in a nasty way, guys, it just means I can't see most of you. That's one of those.
I just can't see anything. Apart from sweaty
That's
bodies.
not Alright, well this is one we've written ourselves. It's actually our first song that Rich has put together with music and I've put together with words. So hopefully you like it. And it's called Find a Friend. Friend. what I know, oh, where I go and how I live. So now you know all I know. Will you let it go so we can finally begin? You couldn't always see, but I found a friend. I was begging on my knees, oh, I could use a friend. And now you know all I know, where I go and how I live. And now you know all I know. Will you let it go so we can finally begin? Hey you, can you see me now? I found you again. Hey you, there's no need. I found you again. So now we know what we've always known, where we go and how we live. And now we know what we've always known. Will you let it go so we can finally begin? So now you know what we've always known. Will you let it go so we can finally begin? And now you know what we know. Let it go so we can finally live.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Weren't they absolutely brilliant? It's working, not yeah. There we go, mate.
Actually got like a black light in this eye. That's a good thing about it.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, were they good or what? Got a slightly different act on for you now. We've got a violinist. She's named Tessa. And the first tune is Grimstock, an English dance tune, brought in a shop in York. And the second one is Sad Romance, which is a Japanese piece of music. So if you put your hands together, please, for Tessa. How good was that? Brilliant, brilliant. Right, we're going to have a short break now, so if you want to get a drink, anybody wants to drink a beer, it's at the top. Help yourself. We'll see you in 5 or 10 minutes. Thank you.
I don't think I could do it again. I don't think I'd do it again.
Doing well, Jace. Yeah, man. I'll do a bit of a ferry first. I want to get that done. Okay. She was supposed to be a night with the coat. Okay, great. I'm sorry. We'll have a quick fire.